So today, we're going to take a look at Vincent's Tale, Self-Portrait. It's been out for just over a week now, so we're going to revisit the video and see what we've learned so far. This isn't just a music video. It's a ghost story, a social commentary, a breakdown of a man on the edge. Ren's Vincent's Tale is packed with symbolism, hidden clues, and raw emotion. And in this video, we're diving deep into all of it. So grab a drink, grab a snack, turn the volume up, and enjoy the show.
Lady love to change the night of falling down by the
So we're back where the Vincent's Tale prologue left us, back in the bar.
Mississippi shore. And for you my lonely heart is calling. Each night I love you more and more.
So he's having a shot for the road. And what I love on this as well, he's got like stains on his white top. So, you know, the level of detail that go into this, you know, he's like a bit like a drunk who's just been drinking too much and missing his mouth and so on. So it's fantastic. Along with that as well, the song they've got playing in the background here, it's a lovely song, you know, when you listen to it, but in the context of this video, it comes across very chilling. You know, it's quite haunting.
Each night I love you more and more. Day and night I seem to dream about you. I sing to you, I sing to you. Bless your heart, I just can't live without you. So come out and meet me, honey,
So the Druid's Head pub, so this is a pub in Brighton, apparently one of the oldest pubs in Brighton, and actually been famous for being one of the most haunted as well. So we've got the clock in the background. When you look at that, it's actually 12 midnight exactly. So is that a coincidence or is that intentional? Knowing the perfectionist that Ren is, I can guarantee that's intentional. You know, he's timed this video to perfection. So when he leaves that bar, it's exactly 12 midnight just to add to the kind of the drama of the scene. So this gentleman, he's obviously from the Vincent's Tale prologue video. A lot of us assumed this was Vincent, including myself. He's wearing that tracksuit. So the artwork for the prologue video is a painting of him in that exact outfit. The sign just behind Ren here, Ghost Walk of the Lanes. So that's, you can actually pay a tour guide to take you around this area. Apparently it's a really haunted area, part of Brighton, and it tells you the stories and the history behind it. Obviously that links with the Druids, which is potentially the most haunted pub in Brighton. Is this all linked in somewhere? Obviously, the Vincent van Gogh character, who he looks like Vincent van Gogh. Vincent van Gogh did a lot of famous artwork, included, you know, paintings of ghosts. So is this just like a tribute to that, or is there something else going on?
Come on, let's have it, you miserable prick. I will do what I want, I will drink till I'm sick to my stomach. I'm sick of the same boring songs. I am sick of these.
I'm also sick of the same boring songs, and that's why, you know, I'm a huge fan of Ren. He's just so unique, and he brings something different every time he comes out. You know, it's very rare you get two songs that are very similar.
I'm sick of the same boring songs. I am sick of these pavements I find myself on. Great Britain, I hate you all. Say that with pride. It's my right to be violent when you fed me lies.
He's obviously aiming that towards Britain as a whole. I can imagine politics, the government, the lies we get told day in, day out. From the personal point of view, from Ren, potentially the NHS. He has come out and said, the NHS are great when it comes to, fixing things like broken bones and dealing with certain diseases. But when it comes to chronic illness, which he's gone through, we're way behind in that, and there needs to be a lot more education.
Be violent when you fed me lies. I'm a rotter, a menace when I want to be, and I've worked for that right because nothing comes free. I have slaved all my life in the dull 9 to 5.
So he's saying he's slaved all his life in a dull 9 to 5. I think a lot of us can relate to that. We're going to work, we're just kind of in that automated mode, no excitement, no purpose in our job or in our lives. And it seems like we're working for nothing because everything's going up, fuel cost is going up, the cost of living, housing, just to eat. It's so expensive just to go to the supermarket and just buy food, a necessity that we all need.
I have slaved all my life in the dull 9 to 5. I just rinse and repeat while I'm barely alive. Great Britain, I loathe you with murderous glee. I will do to this country what you've done to me. Destroy.
He obviously feels let down, by society, by the government, and that frustration is built. And I think he feels lost. And this is his release. He's drinking, he's being obviously aggressive, provocative.
I want to tear apart these buildings from the cinder blocks they stand. Leave this town in dust and rubble. Make some trouble with my hands. I won't lie, I'm fucking wasted.
So we've got this beautiful area, and you can see all these jewelry shops, cash for gold, and it looks really high-end jewelry stores. A lot of wealth, looks very affluent. And then we've got this homeless gentleman in a doorway. He's clearly in a wheelchair. So it's a really good illustration of how society has let certain people down. We don't know his story, but it doesn't look like he's getting the care and support that he should have. On the streets of Great Britain, we shouldn't see scenes like this. These type of people should be, cared for. And when you look to this side, you've got the lovely lights, these fancy jewelry stores.
I want to tear apart these buildings from the cinder blocks they stand. Leave this town in dust and rubble. Make some trouble with my hands. I won't lie, I'm fucking wasted. But I wasted all my youth and I've stayed.
So that line as well, it's kind of double meaning. He's wasted as he's drunk, but he's wasted. His talent, the opportunities. He's wasted his dull 9 to 5, living each day, repetitive. He could be given a lot more, but he's just not getting those opportunities and that support and that guidance.
In the blocks they stand, leave this town in dust and rubble. Make some trouble with my hands. I won't lie, I'm fucking wasted. But I wasted all my youth and I've stayed so damn complacent. Getting wasted is my truth. So my style of self-expression is a fist into the gut. It's throwing up upon these papers. Shut your fucking mouth, you slut. Banished angel, I am Lucifer. My reign like Genghis Khan. Soon you will all know my name. I am the storm after the calm.
I love the way his wordplay here, and I'm the storm after the calm, which is a flip around to what we normally hear, the calm before the storm. So he's like turning, he's really releasing that anger, that frustration right now, and he's obviously started some sort of conflict with the people here who are just getting on with the everyday lives.
Expression is a fist into the gut. It's throwing up upon these papers. Shut your fucking mouth, you slut. Banished angel, I am Lucifer. Might reign like Genghis Khan. Soon you will or know.
He's a banished angel like Lucifer. He knows deep down he's good, but he's being cast aside and molded to become this person he has. It feels like, you know, it's not my fault. You know, this is what I've been, this is all I've known. But deep down, I'm good. And we know that. We know that it truly is, whether it's Ren or Vincent. Well, maybe Vincent is. We don't know yet.
Banished angel, I am Lucifer. Might reign like Genghis Khan. Soon you will all know my name. I am the storm after the calm. I'm the victim of the victim list. The pill that makes you sick. I am chaos incarnate.
I'm the pill that makes you sick. Isn't that like the opposite what a pill should do? You know, a pill should be making you better. But obviously what he's doing is flipping everything around, like the calm before the storm line as well.
Will all know my name. I am the storm after the calm. I'm the victim of the victim list. The pill that makes you sick. I am chaos incarnate. Let's fucking have it then, you prick. Now the rules of the street fight are simple. It's pretty much anything goes. Keeping the street pretty firm on your feet. It pays to be sweet on your toes. And fools they have fallen for clumsy mistakes. Late to react, cop the fist to the face. Now the
Fools have fallen to clumsy mistakes. Now, especially when you're intoxicated, you know, how many stories have we heard where, you know, people have done things that out of character, or, you know, they've took them over the edge because it involved, you know, alcohol, which obviously layers on top of that frustration that he's got, that anger. And now he looks like he's going to be getting into a fight with a stranger over nothing, basically.
simple. It's pretty much anything goes. Keeping the street pretty firm on your feet. It pays to be sweet on your toes. And fools they have fallen for clumsy mistakes. Late to react, cop the fist to the face. Now the rules of the street fight are simple. Break that little prick's nose. Throw a punch, you swallow it, follow it, grab the collar, quick hollow tip like karate kick, martial art master, spark a bitch, park a fist on the landing strip, carnage, it finds the cartilage, karma serve like a carbonated cola on the crucifix, kill. Vincent wanna kill, who blood gets spilled, move double that rude boy, kill or be killed, do it.
Move, double tap, rude boy. It's like he's like, it's a game, you know, it's a game of life, and this is just another part of it. This is another level. And obviously he's got into a brawl, and the way he's, I mean, this scene with the guitar, and he's kind of turned into more of like a rap style. Have you ever seen anything like this? I could guarantee not.
It finds the cartilage, karma serve like a carbonated cola on the crucifix, kill. Vincent wanna kill, who blood gets spilled, move double that rude boy, kill or be killed. Do it for the fun, blood, do it for the thrill. Blue lights, boy, run, blue lights, boy, chill.
I find this bit so intriguing. It's like he's preempted this, he's committed to it, because it seems to calm a little bit. The police come, and he's like, chill, boy, chill, and he's calming. And then he takes a moment to kind of think. And it's like, when we talk about the high Ren video, you know, that side, that darkness, it's like that took over, and it's, you know, kind of possessed him and followed through with that act. Because it just seems about out of context of what's actually happening in that very moment. He could have just ran away, carried on with down the alleyway, left the scene, but he decided to make that decision. And I'd be so intrigued on why he does make that decision. Maybe that'll come further in future videos, in the future stories of this. But yeah, such a bizarre moment.
Crucifix, kill. Vincent wanna kill, who blood gets spilled, move double that rude boy, kill or be killed. Do it for the fun, blood, do it for the thrill. Blue lights, boy, run, blue lights, boy, chill.
So if anyone's familiar with this area, I don't know if they've like decorated the street to give that vibe of, to get that message across about greed and the world we live in today. But is there really that many jewelry shops, cash for gold shops on one street? Because it seems that whole alleyway is lined with them. Every sign is cash for gold or jewelry sold here or diamonds or whatever. So is that actually what it looks like in real life? Let us know. I love that lamppost. It reminds me of like the old-fashioned movies, they don't seem like that anymore. This picture where we paused it, as you can see at the top, there's another ghost. So is that there for a particular reason? Is that linking to just the Ghost Lanes tour? Is it there as another little kind of Easter egg regarding Vincent van Gogh's, work? Is it a tribute to him?
So it goes in the absence of the light. The devil's soul, a seed in other mind. Vincent was shaken, run from the law, hide from the bacon, crouch on the floor. The cook to omit him, hate the wolf spits on him, rapes him, hits him, kicks him when he's down in that shade.
That is insane. So you see that beautiful voice comes out and then it turns into like a reggae tone, which is unreal. But there's a sign here on the wall as well. And everything is done with purpose with Ren. And you'll see it says used. And from obviously what we've seen earlier in the video about how he feels about society, the government as a person, how he's been treated, that wording is just spot on. Yeah, we've got it here, just where his elbow is. I can't imagine Ren's and his team have graffitied that on themselves, just to found that exact moment. And with the ghost, the used, the whole scene, it just completely pulls it all together. Let's hear that singing again.
A seed in other mind. Vincent was shaken, run from the law, hide from the bacon, crouch on the floor. The cook to omit him, hate the wolf spits on him, rapes him, hits him, kicks him when he's down in that shapes him.
So with those lyrics there, it's like he's reflected on the incident that just happened. And I feel he's instantly feeling some sort of remorse, some sort of guilt. And now he's kind of getting the point across of why, it's not necessarily my fault. This is how I've been shaped. This is what I've been molded into.
The cook to omit him, hate the wolf spits on him, rapes him, hits him, kicks him when he's down in that shapes him. He hears the sound of a copper, hot up on his tail proper, Vincent off his rocker. Bothered by the lie that Britain sold him, what a shocker. Where greedy eat the poor, a holy war, the chosen prosper. But some are never chosen, they stay frozen in the locker. Destined to survive in 9 to 5 and watch the clock, but don't think about reality, my little happy shopper. A brand new show on Netflix to distract you from the horror. And
it's so true how, we always looking for distractions. Maybe that's not the government. Maybe that's not the politics always their fault. You know, we're kind of in ourselves. We're always looking for distractions. You know, we sign up to Netflix, all these streaming platforms, we're on social media, just finding a release, finding a way out and living life through other people's eyes, you know, especially on social media, you know, influencers, that type of thing. But also we get caught up in a lot of the hate on there as well. You know, so much hate. You know, recently I just deleted TikTok because I was coming off feeling like my anxiety was increased. And do you want to go to these places to be entertained and not coming away from them feeling like panicked and scared of what's happening in the world?
Destined to survive in 9 to 5 and watch the clock, but don't think about reality, my little happy shopper. A brand new show on Netflix to distract you from the horror, and swallow all your morals for a retweet or a follow, and shadow ban the problem man a soul for $1, and keep the fight amongst yourself, don't think about the squalor. The systems don't impose it or the rules that we all honour, and fuck it, Vincent cooked to boiling point, he's cannon fodder. So what's the
Vincent's cooked to boiling point, he's cannon fodder. His story will come and it'll go. He'll be just another person who's potentially going to be arrested, potentially end up in jail. You know, we'll see what happens. But yeah, just another sad story of what happens. And this certainly happens on the streets of Britain day in and day out.
rules that we all honour? And fuck it, Vincent cooked to boiling point, he's cannon fodder. So what's the use in running? He's already in the locker. He's careless with his actions now, a clumsy motherfucker. He turned to face his fate, cause fate's a bitch and none will stop her.
So when he's on that clumsy mother effer, and that's relating back to the line earlier when he's in the street fight and, you know, he made that decision because he was full of rage. I'm going to smash this bottle and potentially take his life. You know, we're not sure what the outcome of that is. And, you know, he bumped into the lady. And I think we've potentially all been in scenarios where we've been around aggressiveness like that, you know, people provocative, where they're drunk and, you know, obviously we try and avoid it. And this other gentleman was sticking up for his partner, and he's met the wrong person at the wrong time who's gone through it.
So what's the use in running? He's already in the locker. He's careless with his actions now, a clumsy motherfucker. He turned to face his fate, cause fate's a bitch and none will stop her. Richard was an officer who stood at 6'3". Was his first day back at work after a time of absent leave. Working London on the night shift, what he didn't think he'd see was our boy with a guitar, bruised and battered on his knee.
Now, I think we all know who Richard is. So if you're not familiar with the tales, you need to go back and watch it. You know, what you're doing here, get back and watch your first ones because they're absolutely amazing. Richard is the policeman who shot Screech. So on Instagram, there's a few videos about the aftermath of that and what he's gone through himself. So it's not just Vincent who's going through stuff. You know, he's got PTSD. I mean, look at his face here. You can see he's nervous. He's back in work and this is what he's got to deal with. And he doesn't look ready for it. He doesn't look ready for it at all.
He turned to face his fate, cause fate's a bitch and none will stop her. Richard was an officer who stood at 6'3". Was his first day back at work after a time of absent leave. Working London on the night shift, what he didn't think he'd see was our boy with a guitar, bruised and battered on his knees.
But look at his face here. So with that spin around, the camera's emotions have changed. So he's gone from that trying to brace himself, I think in the same sense as Vincent, when he got into that fight in the alleyway and he wants to release that aggression, that frustration. They're both going through it. You know, they've both been let down by the system, society, whatever you want to call it. They're just on opposite ends of the law. You know, he's a policeman. Vincent's now a criminal for what he's done. But regardless of what their title is, they're both going through the same pain.
Work after a time of absent leave. Working London on the night shift, what he didn't think he'd see was our boy with a guitar, bruised and battered on his knees. But Richard lived in caution now, tormented by his past. Not so quick to find a trigger, not so fast.
That's a throwback to the Screech video as well. I mean, Ren's so artistic that in the Screech video, he uses the guitarist to imitate a gun in the way he strokes it, and that's what that's relating to. But now they're hesitant. Richard's hesitant, you know, he's not going to pull out his gun. I think he's got enough emotional trauma from that last event.
Guitar bruised and battered on his knees, but Richard lived in caution now, tormented by his past. Not so quick to find a trigger, not so fast. But Richard was a righteous man who lived inside the law, so he leapt upon poor Vincent and he cuffed him to the floor.
It's interesting, that line, poor Vincent. So he's obviously, you know, he's got empathy for himself. And he does feel the emotion of, you know, this is kind of being forced upon me. It's really interesting, that word.
But Richard was a righteous man who lived inside the law, so he leapt upon poor Vincent and he cuffed him to the floor.
Got Richard's tale coming soon, so that'll be very interesting. That was Self-Portrait. So I hope you enjoyed that breakdown. Ren doesn't just write songs, he creates worlds. And in Vincent's tale, he's holding up a mirror to society, trauma, and the systems that try to break us. There's still so much more to unpack. And with Richard's tale coming, things are only going to get deeper. So if you enjoyed today and you're up for following the journey, please subscribe, like the video. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. I'm out of here. We'll see you at the next one.